Let's go.
Pittsburgh Steelers fans, thank you for joining us for another Wednesday night episode of the Pump Your Brakes podcast. I'm your boy Tate in the building with my other co-host, the Triple OG, also from the Hangover on Monday night, part of the Steel Curtain Network and the Fans First Sports Network family, Shannon White, and Mr. Algorithm himself, the big crash out, the big G Stradamus, just Big G in the building from the Pump Your Brakes podcast, the Homies podcast, the Homies Overtime podcast, the Know It Alls podcast, all part of the Fans First Sports Network. And he even moonlights because he out there in them streets selling himself on Steelers Almighty on the big show that comes on Tuesday nights. And let us not forget the College Football Level Up podcast that comes on every other week for the offseason. You can check that out on the Know It All YouTube channels on Mondays at 6 p.m. So check out everywhere we are, everything we got our hands in and our old handsome faces on. So check them all out. Big G, Shannon, what's up, fellas?
Who you calling handsome?
Well, I was trying to give myself a compliment, but if you got something against it.
I knew that. I swear I knew that. I was like, he ain't calling me handsome. He ain't calling Shannon handsome. He talking about himself. I knew that, bro.
Nah, y'all some handsome dudes, man. I mean, it take a lot to get over this 50 and look this good. There you go, Shannon. You know?
Yeah. That's facts, bro.
Yeah, if Shannon went ahead and dyed his beard, he looked just as young as me and you, Big G.
Come on, Shannon. Come on over to the dark side just for man. Come on, Shannon. Stop playing around with it.
He can't do his wife ain't having
it. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Jen, right?
Yes.
Jen's not having it, Big G. Now you obviously Shonda let you get away with it for now.
Facts.
And Valerie, my wife, got no control over me. So, we're not worried about that.
Oh,
but I don't color my hair. You can see my gray coming in though. I don't even dye this part of my beard. I just dye the side where it get patchy at. But
those are famous last words.
Is what my wife got no control over me.
That's a fact.
Them could be last words, man. If I don't be on Friday night, Big G, you know something bad happened.
Gotta hit out on you.
But look, because it's me, I already got the show set up. I sent you all the information earlier this morning.
That's facts. I'm gonna just have to do a safety. I just got to do a safety check on you, make sure you're straight. If I don't hear from you anytime Friday. Hey man, Tate, look at this dude. Look at this dude already, dog. Look at this dude, bro. Look at this dude, man.
Hey, what Claude said, read super chat. Thanks for the 5. Governor, Bishop, General Ruler.
Yeah. Dictator Claude. Shannon, please give us a good hour because I just wasted a half an hour of my life listening to you two co-hosts a while ago. Tate, I mean, listen. I mean, do I have to put the bat signal out? Well, I mean, what do I need to do to make sure that you do what you need to do with this dude, bro?
Claude is just uncensored, unbothered, man. He don't care. Respect is unbotheredness.
I can't help myself, Tate. I can't do it.
I respect this. Respect. I'm sorry. The fact that every time he says something, as matrix worthy as it is, he usually gets a super chat to say it. So this is America. I respect that in Claude. He think to himself like, I'm gonna say this crash out off the wall dumb stuff. I'm gonna pay to get it put up and they can talk about it.
Well, Claude, you lucky because if I was at the controls, adios muchachos, my friend. Adios muchachos. Off to the matrix you go. Off to the matrix you go.
Yeah, man. So, fellas, man, we was kind of chopping it up backstage, man, about the Steeler free agency, and per usual, y'all watch the show long enough or any show we on. Big G back there butchering people's names. And we came up with a top 3 of name butcherers in Steelers podcast land.
Mhm.
Now, live chat, tell us if we right or wrong. This is the top 3 in no particular order. 2 of them are with the Steel Curtain Network family, and we appreciate everybody. But since he's on the show, we're going to go ahead and put Big G in the top 3.
Yep.
Number 2 in this top 3 from the Steel Curtain Network, as far as name butcherers. One little bro, Dave Schofield.
Yep.
And number 3, if you watch All Steelers Talk, the homie Noah Strackbond.
Yep.
Name butchers
Yep.
in the Steelers podcast sphere. Watch them all. Watch the Scobro show on Tuesdays. Check in with the Steelers preview on Thursday. See Dave there. I'm on here with Big G, so I get firsthand his. and we work on it. We work on it backstage. This time last year he couldn't say
Troy
Fautanu.
Fautanu. That's right.
So
Tate, put some respect on my name. I'm a butcher for real, and I don't care nothing about it. I'll figure it out as we go. I'll call you, hey, you, number 78, number 47. Listen, hey, I'll figure it out as it go. Hey, you right there.
Hey, you.
Hey, listen, that's what I'm calling you.
Hey, that's still what mama called me sometime, and I'm 52 years old.
Hey,
Run it.
I'd rather hey you than she called me Courtney, my sister's name.
There you go.
Because I've been called that before too.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. And they know who I'm talking to. The only people whose name I remember consistently outside of my wife and my children and maybe my sisters and brothers and you and Maud and them, and maybe the Matrix General and then Tim Lyons and some of the people that we deal with in the live chat. I remember their names. But the new people on the block, oh yeah, you're getting at least 3 weeks of butchering, at least three weeks minimum. You're getting a butchering.
All right. Well, with that being said, let's get into one of the butcher names we have. Shannon, tell us about the defensive lineman the Steelers signed today, man. Hopefully you get his name right. I think you were getting it right backstage. So go ahead and run with it. Tell us about this guy, what he does, what he offers. Will he make the 53? Just what you think about him.
Well, he played. He came from Jacksonville. He's still relatively young. He's a little small for a defensive tackle. Yep. They got him listed 6'5", 288. He's probably over 300. One of them, they never changed the rate. But
right,
his name is Usezi Otomehu. Otomehu. So I thought I was going to have trouble learning to say Daniel Quadale. Esquadale.
Ooh.
And I thought I was going to have trouble saying that. And then they got this guy. I'm like, man,
Big G. Shannon did a great job, but when he said his name, you know who I heard? And Shannon might be familiar with him because he's from West Virginia. The name he said, I heard O.J. Mayo.
Yeah.
The Mayo player.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I sure heard that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Shannon.
But, if you look at his PFF grades, which I did real quick when I seen they signed him this evening, he's a much better pass rusher than he is run defender, which kind of goes against what the Steelers need and what they need on the defensive line interior. But if it'll keep them from sending Adams out there every week, he can compete with Adams, and maybe if he could just focus on his run defense, he could give him a little boost in the pass rush as a rotational guy. It doesn't change the fact they're going to pick a defensive lineman probably early, which they need to do, but it is more quality depth, I believe.
I agree.
What's the measurables on this guy?
6'5", they say 6'5", 288.
Oh, okay.
Which, he's probably at least 300. But he has 34.5-inch arms.
Facts.
So
how old is he? How many years has he been in the league?
Like he's been in the league 2 years.
Oh, he's young.
Yeah, so he can probably with them long arms just reach across and grab the quarterback.
Right.
That's a good arm lift. Yeah.
That one got past me. That I was out and about. It was 72 degrees here in DMV, and we was out there. You know what I mean? So I wasn't completely committed to keeping up with the news. I sent Big G some stories on Bleacher Report. This joker said, I don't got the app. I said, Big G, it's free. How you don't got the app?
I ain't fooling with Bleacher Report, but I hear you though, dog. I just ain't.
Since they did the update about a month ago, man, it's actually not as good as it used to be. But that could be just a matter of getting used to it. You know, when one of them old guys get off my lawn, guys. I don't embrace change, even though I like to think I do. Maybe I don't.
Yeah.
But so let's quickly talk about the guys the Steelers brought back, right? So my question is, what's this whole Scotty Miller move about, Big G? A wide receiver.
To me, he covers Roman Wilson if he can't go, because it's really the same guy. You have it in depth. You got DK, you got GP, you got Calvin Austin III. You need a fourth guy right now. I don't know if they're going to draft a guy or not, but he covers if Roman Wilson's not ready to ride. He covers him. And you get camp depth and you get a camp body to be able to help participate to maybe bring a guy like a Roman Wilson along and continue to help Calvin Austin III in the slot. Scotty Miller was an outstanding slot receiver, whether or not people believe it or not. During his time when he played with Tampa Bay and some of the other different teams he played for, he did an outstanding job at the slot receiver. So I like that. I like them bringing him back.
I don't know if he makes the roster, but he's an Arthur Smith guy.
With Tom Brady.
That's what I was going to say, Shannon.
Yeah.
And he's an Arthur Smith guy. And Tom Brady always helped elevate dudes. He started with Wes Welker and Julian Edelman, and it's another one of them dudes I'm missing in there. Edelman, Welker, Amendola.
Yep.
So, you know, he like his.
To me, Miller is a camp body because you got to have 7, 8 wide receivers at camp.
Facts.
And he's a guy that will keep Calvin Austin more than I think Roman Wilson. He keeps Calvin Austin, trying to keep pressure on him and keep him improving. Because that's who he reminds me of, is him and Miller and Austin's a lot alike.
I agree, Shannon. I agree.
Yeah, I can see that. So
and
Shannon,
they go bigger at receiver. I think that whoever they draft is going to have some size, at least 6 foot.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about that. Let's get through these re-signings. Shannon, what about bringing Ben Scarani back?
Oh, I love it. Because they got Eccles from the Jets to be another depth piece, slot corner. He can play on the outside too, but he's one of the top gunners in the NFL. Well, we know Sronic is a great gunner as well. So now we go into next year with 2 gunners pretty much set. Yeah.
And it might be adios muchachos to Killebrews. But we'll talk about that.
Oh, no, I don't think Killebrew going nowhere.
No, probably James Pierre's not back, so
James Pierre's not back.
KZ might be up out of there too.
KZ is out there. That whole, we're going to talk about the new guys. That whole Quan, what's his name? From the Browns, played for the Chiefs, the safety.
Oh, Thornhill.
Yeah. That's adios muchachos KZ right there.
Oh yeah.
And
the super chat.
Yeah, go ahead and read it. Go ahead from Dane Littlejohn. Thanks for the $4.99. We call that an even 5, Dane Littlejohn. We greatly appreciate you rocking with us every week on Pump Your Brakes and the Know-It-Alls and the Homies and Steel Curtain Network and all the channels in general. So, Big G, go ahead and read the super chat from the homie Dane Littlejohn. Mr. South Carolina Gamecock, no Diddy.
Yeah, he down. You talk about Lenora Sellers and stuff around him, he gonna go crazy. And anyway, Mike Tomlin has always said and stood on he wants volunteers, not hostages. So why are the Steelers letting Aaron Rodgers hold them hostage? We're gonna talk about that on the podcast today. And I didn't crash out over there on Smash the Gas. I crashed out on Almighty, and I crashed out last week. So I'm trying to just USA so I don't keep crashing out on this whole Aaron Rodgers thing because it's a problem. It's a problem for me, Danny. So we're going to get to it, bro. Trust and believe. We're going to get to it.
Well, Tomlin wants volunteers, no hostages. He didn't say he wouldn't be a hostage.
Facts. Facts. Tomlin going to experience crash out if he bring in Aaron Rodgers, but we're going to talk about it in a minute. We're going to talk about it a little bit.
All right, Big-G, the re-signing of Isaiah Loudermilk. What's your thoughts on that? That's another defensive line body. Does he make the squad? I mean, what's that piece looking like?
It depends on how we do in the draft. If we double dip at DT, he won't make the squad. If we go one DT, he'll make the squad. Because listen, I'm saying this, and Steelers fans, listen, y'all please hear me on this. There's not the splash guy available in free agency anymore. No. Maybe Asante Samuel, maybe Baker, Jerome Baker, the middle linebacker from Miami, maybe. But there's no more splash guys left. So what you have to do now is build up your 53-man roster and bring in depth. It's 17 games in the preseason is a long time. So we'll go get the splash DT in the draft. But you need legitimately going into camp 6 to 8 defensive tackles. You really do. You got to spell Cam. You got to give people a break. Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, I think that room has 7 at minimum in it.
Yeah,
I think I would like to see a 1-year deal for Calais Campbell. I think he still got juice yet left. He played really well last year. I mean, not that he's a starting piece, but rotational piece in place of one of these 2 guys they got from Jacksonville and New England. I think he would have been a more experienced, valuable, lots of starting experience veteran piece.
I want to say one thing about Loudermilk. At the end of last year, we were all disgusted about the 5-game losing streak at the end of the season.
Facts.
And, during the frustration, and some guys still played well. But it got lost in the shuffle because we're just looking at all these guys playing like crap and, key players that killed them. But, you got Frazier who continued to develop an offensive line. And I think that Darnell Washington closed out the year well. There were certain guys. Well, Loudermilk graded out over the last 5 games as the Steelers' second best defensive lineman.
Facts.
Nobody's paying attention, but his run stuffing grade, he played more and more because of the injuries to Ogunjobi and ineffectiveness and Benton not progressing. And Loudermilk had to play a lot, especially in some of them blowouts. And his run grade was really strong. And it's the first time I remember Loudermilk using that large frame. So I think it was a good idea to bring him back, give him another chance, because he might just be a late bloomer and he might develop into a run stuffer.
Yeah. You got to have rotation. Shannon, you need Tate, like you said, 6, 7, 8 DTs going into camp. You got to do it. So you bring him back. He's familiar with the system. Let's see if he continues to develop a little bit. Heck, we was a 5th or 6th round draft pick anyway. It wasn't like he was a dog.
Yeah, he was a 5th. They traded up in the 5th to get him. Traded up to the 5th to get him.
I want to forget about that.
Yeah. I think it's potential there still. Some guys are late bloomers. So as far as Loudermilk goes, so real quick, we're gonna go to break and come back and talk about the new guys. So with Loudermilk back, Logan Lee, DeMarvin Leal, these 2 new dudes, Cam, Montravius Adams.
Yeah.
Trash.
I don't know if he trash, Big G. I mean,
trash.
He could be a top 6 or 7.
I want him.
And Keanu Benton, and Shannon mentioned him. I think Keanu Benton is a lot similar to Broderick Jones on the other side. They just been playing him out of position for his first 2 years.
Yep. Put him in Ogunjobi's spot.
Yeah, put him at the 3 tech and get you a solid. Usually, if it's a nose tackle rotation, like on rundowns, you put a run stopper in there. If you want to run a nickel on 3rd downs, and you got a guy like Shannon said, the guy from Jacksonville is OJ Mayo. shortening his name for my sake. So I'm not Mr. Butcher. I'm saying it wrong on purpose. I'm not even trying to say his name right.
That's what I'm talking about, Tate. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
hey, boy over there. What's his number?
Hey, you. Say 70, 79. Come here. 79. Come here. Come here, 79. Come here. Let me talk.
Right. So that guy.
Otay Mayhew.
Otay Mayhew. There we go.
Otay Mayhew. Otay.
So,
Think
yeah,
of buckwheat. Eddie Murphy's version of buckwheat from Saturday Night Live. Otay Mayhew.
Otay, yeah. Okay. That does make it easy. But yeah, so all these guys, man, I mean, we keep it 6 or 7, say 7 in the room.
And a draft pick.
At least
well, that guy's on the roster.
Yeah.
So who's your top 7, Big G, right now?
Cam.
Go ahead and say draft pick 1, Dingo.
Draft pick 1, Cam, Benton, Loudermilks, the kid we signed from the Patriots, Logan Lee, and maybe Equale. There's my 7. As if I had to go 7, there's my 7.
Okay. What
Well,
about you,
he
Shannon?
said the
Pick
guy
7.
from the Patriots. Well, that is Equale. He said him twice.
Well, the other dude, the dude from Jacksonville. I don't want to put
Otay.
Otay, the dude from Jacksonville, and the dude from the Patriots. There's my 7.
Well, see, I agree with that because Leal's got to go.
Get him out.
I mean, that experiment's over. I want Martravius Adams gone. That's another experiment. They picked Adams up off the Saints practice squad.
And
they cannot replace him. He's not good.
I think both one of those two make it. Adams or Leal at the sacrifice of one of the dudes you name. I'm not saying who, but Adams and Leal have more pass rush ability than any of the guys you named outside Cam and Benton.
The key is Lee.
Yes, facts, Shannon.
If Lee has stepped up and got stronger from being his redshirt season, I expect him to take a step forward this year. See, we got Dean Lowry too.
Yeah,
I think he's a free agent, ain't he? I don't think he's on the roster.
He's signed. I think he had a 2-year deal.
Yeah, back to the crib. And they might double dip at that DT. I'm telling y'all, they might mess around and do it and double dip. I wouldn't be mad if they went 3rd or 4th round and with DT. Boy, I'd be happy because we get like maybe Robinson and Farmer, and then I'm like, yeah. Now
if
we got
they
a whole
would
bunch
trade
of
back and pick up an extra pick, you could easily do that.
Facts. Tate, we got a super chat from my boy S. Dresden for the 10 Binkers. What's up,
Dresden in the building?
Yeah. He said it's the leftist media blowing this Rodgers situation out of proportion. Tomlin and the FO made the Serb mattress, and they are going, or they are not.
The front office is FO.
Yeah, and they're on at quarterback Rodgers owning them nothing. Jackson Dart. I'm not going to get political about it and all whatever else, S. Dresden, I hear you. But the bottom line is we're going to talk about it. I'm telling you right now, hell no to Aaron Rodgers.
So if the Steelers keep Logan Lee, and they just brought back Loudermilk, could that be you guys' boy from Nebraska still potentially in the plans, or is that some of the same? Yeah,
no, Robinson. Yeah, that's in the plan. Robinson, a dog.
They're projecting him on all the mocks in like the 4th round.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to be there in the 4th?
Hell no, Shannon.
I don't either. I think 3rd, maybe.
Hell no. That boy gonna be gone.
Yep.
That boy, when they put that tape on, now, in all fairness, he does play high sometimes.
Yeah, he does.
But you know what I think? You know what that's from, Shannon? Him not. So at the combine, he was in shape. And Nebraska, he played about almost 10 pounds too heavy, right? And
he was over
so
3
he
in Nebraska, yeah.
Right. So he got high because he was out of shape. His playing weight is around that 290, 295 range. If he plays at 290 and 295, he's a problem. He damn near at 295, he needs a double team. Damn near.
He's a 5 or a 3.
Yeah.
I'm asking, is he a 5 or a 3?
He's the more athletic. Well, Keystone was athletic.
Yeah.
Keystone was very athletic. He covered kickoffs, if you remember.
Yeah.
When he
I would
first
say
came
5,
up,
Tate.
yeah.
I say a 5.
He's a
5. I say a 5, but I think that we can shift him to the 3 if needed. I think we can shift him.
Yeah, passing downs. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy last year, Shannon, how similar is he to the boy out of Florida State, Fisk, that you liked last year?
Oh, I love Fisk, and that's who he reminds me of. Now, he's a little lighter, but that's who he reminds me of. He got that motor.
Fisk was right at 300, so it wasn't like he was swole. He put on weight as the season, but like his draft back in the day, Fisk wasn't
got lighter for the combat. Yeah.
He was he about 300.
Okay, so fellas, we're gonna go ahead and jump to a quick break and come back. We kind of talked about the re-signings and stuff like that. We're gonna break down each of the new guys and how this could potentially affect the Steelers draft, upcoming 2025 draft in April 24th. I get to see day 1 and summer 2, I guess. Day 1 is the 24th. Day 2 is the 25th, that Friday. I'll be arriving at the homies B-Dirt wedding. So I don't know how much of the draft we'll get to see in round 2. And then round 3 and 4 is the day of the wedding. So we'll see. But I'll definitely be all over that first round pick. Now, super chat, Big G. Go ahead and read it before we go to break.
S. Dresden, thanks for the $2, man. He said T.Y. won't make it out of the second round. Who is T.Y.? Ty Robertson?
Ty Robertson, yeah.
No, he's going to make it past the second round, dog. He's going to make it past the second round. He's going to late second, at the earliest, late second.
Who is that? Who is that?
The defensive tackle from Nebraska.
We're talking about.
Yeah. No,
that's okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to make it. He's going to make it past late second, early third. But definitely not the fourth. You can forget it.
I see mid third. Like when you get around pick 75 to 80. That's what I see, you know.
Well, it depends. Now, Tate, I'm going to say this last thing before we go to break. This is the deal. And I said this already over there on Smash the Gas. This is the deepest running back class and defensive tackle class in a long time. Okay. So what normally happens when you have depth at a position, there's a run. And so when there's a run and you see 6 picks and 4 is the same position, teams start panicking because they're like, we can't wait to get our dude, because if we wait, somebody else is going to draft him. So it's going to be real interesting to see how the run goes for defensive tackle in the first and early in the second, because he could move up if there's a run. Because bro, I'm telling you, the DTs, there's some dogs. There are some dogs. You're going to be able to get a dog in the third and the fourth. You're going to be able to get one. I'm telling you, you can get one.
I think I take the D tackle of my choosing before I take the running back of my choosing. So I'm going D tackle in the first, and then I sort the running back out in the third if things stand as they are. That's how I look at it. You know, because you're gonna have 16 D tackles taken in the top 3 rounds, and you got like 12 running backs taking the top 3 rounds. I believe.
I told you 10 go before 66. 10 of them gone.
Right. Well, you told that to Claude or somebody. Was it
Claude?
Was it Rod?
Claude bet me. Claude bet me quarter time.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you watched on YouTube, we're not going anywhere. We up to 132 that are viewing right now. Live chat, if you watch, you know how it goes down. We're not going anywhere. We're just gonna take a quick break here. A few words from our advertisers and partners on the audio side. So if you're watching, rock with us. We'll be right back. Stay with us, and then rock with us when we come back. And we'll be right here on the Steel Curtain Network and the Fans First Sports Network with the Pump Your Brakes crew. Myself, Tate, the Triple OG Shannon White, and G Stradamus and Mr. Crash Out and every other nickname he's had over the Big G. We've been down with Steel Curtain for about 3.5 years now, man.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I know.
And Shannon, the old crafty vet. So it's good. It's good to be here with everybody. We appreciate it. That's why we think each and every one of y'all feel like each and every one of y'all that rock with us and watch us, man. That's why y'all fam. Y'all are chat fam, but y'all fam. So we're gonna jump to a quick break. And we right back after this. And we're back on the Pump Your Brakes podcast. Everybody's been pretty seemingly reasonable tonight, man. So shout out to you guys for keeping your brakes pumped a little bit. We know how it could get sometime with Big G, so that's just because we needed the soundtrack to our show. No, nobody got that one, Big G.
Mm-hmm.
But we got another super chat.
Shannon, the lips. Shannon, you got the big.
Is he? Is he?
I was just warming up the lips. I was going to say, we got 2 super chats.
Yeah.
And this one's from my buddy Claude, Bishop for 2. He said, Ravens 300 yards rushing, defensive tackle on the first and the third. And I understand that logic.
No, that's an absolute no, Claude. That's an absolute no.
I think depending on who's available, you could take 2 in the first 4, but you don't take first and third in your first 2 picks. You at least, to me, you got to get a D tackle. If you take one in the first, then you got to come and get your running back or a wide receiver in the third. You know what I mean? And for mine, if all the guys is off the board, Grant, Harmon, what's his name from Ole Miss?
Walter Nolan.
No, Walter Nolan. If those guys are off the board, I either trade back or I go ahead and take a book, and I'm looking to trade Pickens for a 3rd round pick. Got my receiver. There's probably a better fit with DK Metcalf. And I get my 2. Then I'm okay getting two D tackles maybe. But you still gotta get a running back. But but we just said it's like 9 guys already in the D tackle room. That's why you get that guy early. You get your surefire starter that knows, which right now how I visualize it is Kenneth Walker to me, because he can play that zero tech and get upfield and crash the pocket.
Kenneth Walker from where?
From Michigan.
Kenneth Grant.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Kenneth Walker, the running back.
Yeah.
There's that a butcher or just the wrong name? I said Kenneth Walker, right?
Hey, I have no room to say anything. That'd be like the pot calling the kettle black. I can't do that. I tear names up left and right, so it don't even, you good.
Danny Littlejohn with the $1.99 super chat. We appreciate you, Danny. Thanks for always rocking with us per usual, man. Vikings, Allen Rodgers. I heard that said today too. So it's either New York Giants or Pitt. There's one more team, Team AARP. Don't forget about them.
That's facts, and that's where he need to set his behind down at, because the Vikings was never in on him. But that's a whole nother show. That was all smoke. Yeah. I told y'all the NFL is political. I keep telling y'all, and they got people that's got agendas. There's even some agenda stuff with Rodgers to Pittsburgh, but I don't know if we got time enough tonight. I can tell you who's stirring it up and making it happen. Rodgers is done, but we'll talk about it here in a minute. He's done.
Okay, well let's go ahead and talk about the guys, man. The new guys. Go ahead with the super chat one more time.
Claude, for the $2, he says, Shannon, your 2 co-hosts would be terrible GMs. Claude, there's absolutely no way you would be fired. You get fired on the spot for drafting back-to-back D tackles, bro. I'm telling you right now, fired. they would fire you right off the bat.
I did that in the mock, Big G. Remember, I got Harmon and the guy Rogers from South Carolina. I like those picks, but that's when we had a second rounder though, correct. And we could go running back in the third. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So
we got another super chat from S. Dressings. S. Dressings, where did DK Metcalf grow up? I don't know.
He's from Mississippi.
Yeah.
I know the answer.
I know he went to Ole Miss, but I didn't know if he was from Mississippi. I thought he was from South Carolina.
He grew up in the gym.
That's where he grew up at.
He grew up in the gym, boys.
That boy, big swole.
Yeah.
Big swole.
He went to Ole Miss and he's from Oxford, went to high school Oxford. So he's from right there. Oh, yeah. He played at home.
Jackson Dart, baby. Jackson Dart. I'm smelling it. I'm smelling it. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, you sniffing that juice. But let's go ahead and get into the picks. So Shannon, you briefly talked about number 95 from the pages right there on the picture screen left.
Daniel.
His name is Equale. Yeah, Daniel. That's easy. So he's like a solid run defender, right? He ranked up pretty high in grading as far as run defender.
Yes, he is one of the top run defenders. Not a great pass rusher, but again, the Steelers are bringing him in. He can play, at the end. He can also play nose, but they're going to want him to tie up bodies and make tackles. The difference in him and a lot of these guys that tie up blockers, he sheds blocks and makes tackles. Mm. So he isn't just a body, tied up people. He actually sheds them and makes the tackle. So I think he's an excellent pickup. Mm.
Mm. The big find, them lips was chopping, and there wasn't no volume. I seen it.
You can't see my lips, man.
I'm telling you, I can see right down there at the bottom box. I got corporate approval over here, Steel Curtain Network. I seen him. I seen it.
I was talking, but okay. So I'll find myself in a minute. But I said nobody watched the Patriots last year, so I didn't really see him play. Last year was his first year starting a full season, so we getting a starter capable guy. I like the depth to the defensive line room. Claude, they go one of your run stoppers right there. So maybe you don't got to go your first two picks D tackle. Maybe you just bring in one stud, and then you work from there and see how the draft falls.
Yeah,
Big G.
I wasn't really familiar with him until I watched PFF some video on him, and they were explaining why he was a good pickup. And when you watch him shed, he's always keeping his eyes on the runner.
That's
and
correct.
Then right when at the last moment, he's got a knack for disengaging and falling into a tackle.
Yep.
And he's very strong. So
upper body strength. Yes, exactly. He's high on upper body strength.
All right, Big G, the Gainwell pickup. What's that mean?
That means that Cordell Patterson's days is adios muchachos. Goodbye.
Why haven't they cut him yet?
Oh, because they wait until around the draft. Then around the draft, and after they go on run the pickup to the card up there for the running backs, then he's gone. And Atwell's going to be number 3, and Jalen Warren and the Rook is going to split between 1 and 2. But he gone.
Gainwell, Atwell, a little receiver for the Rams.
Yeah, Gainwell.
They played quarterback at – where did he play quarterback at? Louisville? He played wide receiver at Louisville.
Yeah.
He's a quarterback in high school.
Gainwell's not a bum, though. Gainwell's not. He was perfect for the Eagles' offense. He was perfect, Yeah,
he's a solid kickoff returner. Calvin Austin back returning punts. He's a great third down back. He's a good blocker, much like Jalen Warren himself. But he is that third down running back. And we could draft a guy high enough that the splitting carries with Jalen Warren, and Gainwell could see more action than he might think he's going to see. So I like to pick up as a kick returner, third running back.
Yep.
Shannon, the addition of Juan Thornhill from the Browns. Had a bad couple seasons with the Browns, but a lot of good players have bad seasons with the Browns. I'm really going back to his time in Kansas City. He's a second-round pick. He came out of what school? He played at Virginia, UVA, right over this way.
Yep.
Shannon, what do you think that addition means? I think that means y'all guy from the combine for South Carolina we was talking about a few weeks ago is off the board.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
Go ahead, tell me why.
As I've said before, I don't have him. I don't have his name in front of me to pronounce it correctly.
Nicky Umanura.
Yeah.
Big G.
I think that when you have a generational guy, a potential generational guy, if this is to get rid of KC, you got rid of KC. Now you've got Thornhill. He plays deep safety. You single high, just like KC did. It'll free up Fitzpatrick if he's still around. It'll help Elliott. He'll be playing deep center. But I think that there's still every option to pick up the South Carolina safety.
But that's a first round pick, Shannon.
Yeah, if he falls and he's the best option, the Steelers got to go. They got to pick the best player, not any position, because they need help everywhere.
So
if you get a generational talent, you got to pick him.
Okay, I like that line thinking. If he's there, 21, I wouldn't be mad at that pick because, like I said, I'm all about filling the rooms with talent.
And you know that there's going to be a market for Fitzpatrick. If you was to pick up a guy like that, and they would be a market, somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to be looking for a safety, and you might have after the draft.
I could see that. I don't think that helps the team this year, though, if it's after the draft. I think it goes into your stockpile for next year. But I don't see Mika getting traded. I saw the possibilities y'all talk about it after the offseason, but I think Mika is what they consider an integral part of the Steelers, the leadership. And he didn't play bad. He just ain't got the turnover numbers we're used to him getting it. I think that's how he's being used systematically in the defense. Because TA is a back end guy. As far as the secondary, he likes to design stuff from there and put people in different places. Versus the first few years when I think Mika's first year, maybe was Keith Butler's last year, and that defense was still getting after the quarterback and causing pressure. And Mika could just read and react and be in the right spot and cause turnovers. He hasn't been put in that position the past few years. So that's story. I like
paid. The money he's getting paid as a ball hawk, and he's no longer a ball hawk. They're not paying him that money to tackle.
Yeah, it's not. But it's the position he put in. He can't be a ball hawk right now. So I'm not. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not. But no, they need to change the schematics and put your players in position to succeed. I'm not disagreeing with you, but he's not.
They don't have the talent to get pressure now with four guys.
Well, then they need to change up the schematics and send more. Send 5 or send 6 and trust Slay, who you just paid $10 million to. Trust Joey Porter, put hands on receivers and slow them up like that. I mean, so the schematics needs to change to work hand in hand with the talent. His production is not worth the money he's getting, but his production is also lack thereof is due to the schematics of the defensive play calling.
Yeah, we're not arguing that. I'm just saying that he ain't worth what he's getting paid right now.
But because of lack of production, I don't think lack of production is based on the play call. Big G, Mason Rudolph is back. He's a new guy technically. What's your thoughts on him?
I love Mason. I think Mason. I would take Mason right now over Rodgers, over Russie. I'm taking it because he's what you call a bridge quarterback. By signing Mason Rudolph, you now put yourself in position to draft your quarterback. I am so tired of all these Steelers yinzies out here talking about wait till 2026 and do that. Man, you don't know what the hell is going to happen in 2026. When you have an opportunity to go get your quarterback, you get your quarterback. Mason, everybody and their mom, hey, you pointed this out. Everybody and their mom was calling for Mason last year. Mason's back. He's back. He understands the system. He can throw. He's not scared to throw it across the middle. He's accurate. Let Mason play and be the bridge quarterback.
He has a good long path too.
Yeah,
Deep ball.
No. But he knows Mason knows this team, man. He knows the offense. Now he might not know Arthur Smith like that, but
right.
Mason,
but he knows the expectations of Tomlin and the Steelers organization. So I think he can come in. I think play caller he can adjust to.
Yeah, and he's a perfect bridge. He's the perfect. I mean, we couldn't have got another bridge. That's why I'm not with this whole Russie, and that's definitely not Aaron Rodgers. Hell no. But I'm saying we got the bridge. Now go get the puppy. Go get the rook, bring him in, and give him an opportunity to learn up underneath the old.
You keep going, and you keep going back to Jackson Dart. I'd rather Tomlin was down. We talked about this last week. Was at Clemson Pro Day. I'd rather Cade Klubnik over Jackson Dart myself personally.
But Cade Klubnik might be a top 5 pick. We're not going to pick in the top. There's absolutely the only way Pittsburgh Steelers will pick in the top 5 is if all hell breaks loose. And trust me, Mike Tomlin won't be the coach. We're not going to pick in the top 5.
And I'm not saying he's going to be a top 5 pick. I think he's going to be a first round pick. But I'd rather Cade Klubnik, and they're building assets with all these compensatory picks they're building up. They might have 2 third-round compensatory picks. They're going to have a 4th round and 6th round. They're going to have all kind of picks moving around the board next year. So that's where I'm at with that. Juice Bellamy, $1.99 for Super Chat. Juice, thanks for the $1.99 Super Chat. You said we're drafting DJ Giddens or Sampson at running back, probably. So you waiting to the 4th or 5th round. They did both come for a visit. But do we think Big-G?
Yeah.
DJ Giddens or Sampson in 4 or 5?
They won't be there.
Or Caleb Johnson and Junkins in the 3rd. Which way you go?
Well, neither one of Sampson or DJ Giddens going to be there that late. They gone. DJ Giddens is probably going to go in the 2nd, and Sampson's probably going to go in the 3rd. Oh, yeah. Or DJ Giddens is that dude, dog. That boy's 6'1", 216 pounds, run a 4.43 40-yard dash, and go put the tape on at Kansas State. After and I'm hollering at you, you know what type of dog he is. So, yeah, he gone. But you said the other side of it, Caleb Johnson versus Quinshawn, that ain't even.
I ain't say versus. I said one of them 2 versus one of these 2. One of them 2, what I said was in the 4th or in the 3rd, late 2nd, if you got to trade up to get Junkins or Caleb Johnson. Which way do you go? Do you go a round or 2 early for one of them first 2 guys, or a round or 2 late for these guys on the Super Chat?
You go get the running back, and I don't want Caleb Johnson. I don't want Caleb Johnson slower than Najee. Caleb Johnson ran a 4.6. Caleb Johnson ran a slower time than Najee. His tape is trash.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like a 4.57. But I agree with you. I mean, if I'm getting that big back, I go ahead and wait till like the 5th and get Ali Gordon. That's what you think you need.
Yeah. All right, Rock Sanders, Tate, Rock Sanders.
Yeah, I forgot about him. You know that was my guy a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
As far as a sleeper running back, Shannon, coming to you with DK Metcalf. What does he mean for the team? Say it again.
I want to point out 2 things first. We don't need no slow running backs.
Facts.
We don't need any more. And there is guys there, but we will get into that later. I want to point out the wide receiver from Arizona was as slow as I thought he was.
Shannon, he ran a 4.43.
No, he ran a 4.57 at his pro day.
No, he did not. He ran a 4.43. I'm telling you,
look it up.
Shannon, I watched it.
Look it up. He did not run a 4.43.
Ted ran a 4.4, not a 4.43, a 4.47.
He ran a 4.57.
Shannon, no, he did not, Shannon.
Yeah, I've seen the numbers.
Tate, look it up. I'm telling you. That boy ran a 4.4.
Back, you asking about DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is the wide receiver one they've been needing. Mm-hmm. And now they got him. Now if we want Mason Rudolph to drop back to him to be successful, we need the offensive line to be used correctly and to gel. The running game to be what I think it can be now. If you have a new running back room.
Ted ran a 4.46 and a 4.53.
Yeah, he ran a 4.46.
And a 4.53.
That was Monday, and that was hand time. So hand Hand time is always a little faster than that actual, body clock.
They had the laser time, and I'm telling you, it was in the fourth.
That's what I meant, laser time.
But anyway,
no, yeah.
But Mason Rudolph needs that running game, needs that offensive line, and now he's got the receivers. There is receivers out there that the Steelers can add. They've already brought in Higgins for a visit. And there's a couple of other guys that are talking about Savon Williams and all that. But
I like Savon.
Metcalf is the key moving forward. And I still think Jack Besh from TCU is the perfect slot guy that they can bring in to complement the guys they got.
I like Jack Best too. A big slot, big body, strong, physical, good route running slot. So, yeah, DK leads the wide receiver room. If you want to trade Pickens, you can, because you can draft a receiver in the first, or if you can trade Pickens for a late second, you get a good one in the second. So I think that stabilizes. I think that's what all these free agent acquisitions does is stabilize each and every room that we're looking at somebody at. So you can go BPA Shannon when the picks come available to positions you think the best prospects are available.
Yeah, there's no stars, and everybody's like, why are they getting these guys? They're getting these guys to give themselves flexibility during the draft.
Facts.
These are all quality proven guys. They're just not superstars. Well, Metcalf obviously is, but you know what I'm saying.
Super chat, Mess Dresden, $5. Thanks again, Dresden, for the super chat. Nico and Manny are the best of next year's class, and Manning will not dare draft Dart. Oh, and Manning will not declare draft Dart.
That's facts. That's facts, Dresden.
It's a lot of sentiment about that. I draft Dart in the third round. If I move up to the second, I'm not spending pick 21 on Jackson Dart. I see too many holes still that you could put a good team around a rookie quarterback next year who may be better than Dart. So moving along that, yeah.
Hey, this year's draft, everybody says it's top heavy. That after you get to, the fourth, then it drops off. Well, knowing what they know now and having all the compensatory picks next year, why not either trade back in the first, like me and Big-G was saying, pick up a second rounder, or trade some collateral for next year, some capital, to move into the second this year and get your running back or whoever there.
I ain't mad at that, Shannon. I ain't mad at all. Trade back. But because this is the year to do it. But anyway, Tate, we got a super chat by Steeler Lee. What's cracking, Steeler Lee? He said, anyone else see Najee still blasting the Steelers right now? Man, we don't care nothing about Najee Harris. He can take his big trash self on out to the LA Chargers and stay on out.
Big-G, we love Najee 6 months ago, man. I mean, I seen his press conference. Najee you know how he did his Steelers press conference. He just real matter of fact, he asked the questions as he see it. The Steelers training facilities are garbage. They were ranked near the bottom. So that's all he said. Like, man, this training facility here, remind me of Alabama. It's a great thing. He said, I feel like I want to use right Steelers offense. They, we said all the time, them little pitch out plays and that stuff they were doing wasn't good plays. So I'm not going against Najee. I mean, that ain't no different than your boy DeMarcus Lawrence going out there talking about Dallas. He's just saying what it is. Big-G, do you want to get these guys wrapped up here in the next few minutes? Okay. Darius Slay, what's that mean to the Steelers secondary room?
Starting right left cornerback. I mean, starting right cornerback. Starting weak side cornerback this year for this team.
Better than Dante Jackson.
Oh, absolutely. He's just older, but play on the field is better. I mean, he got chips. Go back and look at what Darius Slay still had to have something in the tank because he held off Quinyon Mitchell and freaking Cooper DeJean. He held them boys off, bro. And we saw how much of a dogs they are. So yeah, he still got something left in the tank. He's going to start opposite JPJ, and he can help JPJ. The first thing JPJ need to do in the offseason is put some damn boxing gloves on in training camp so he can't be handsy and just do the punch and all whatever else and stop grabbing. That's the first thing he need to do. So Slay going to teach him, going to help him.
I think Slay is a good mentor. I think he helped them boys over in Philly. He learned under Rod Woodson. Rod Woodson was his mentor.
That's facts.
So he and once again, another player just wants to come to Pittsburgh, not for Pittsburgh, but to play for Mike Tomlin. So as bad as the coach, as some of us say he is, he gets quality players in the building, and the college prospects love him and want to try and come play for him. So he need to take his hands out the cookie jar on the offense and stuff like that. But we'll see what this next year brings. Shannon, Eccles, you kind of mentioned them already. Huge value as a special teamer. You said one of the best gunners in the league.
Yes. He's very athletic. He's got really good speed. He's quick, so he can work a slot. He can play outside too, but I think he'll mainly be used in the slot, like you said, with Porter and Slay. But
he gonna push Beanie, Shannon. He gonna push Beanie, Shannon. I'm telling you right now, he gonna push Beanie.
Beanie better show up for it.
Beanie better show up. He better show up.
I think Beanie's up for it, and I'll say this: I think Trace, if healthy, will push Slay.
I agree. I don't disagree.
And that's a good thing to have competition.
I agree with you there, but that money at least initially gonna push that decision though. That 10 mil ball is gonna push that decision early.
But it's a Big-G deal, right?
Yeah, it's a 1 year deal. It's a 1 year deal. So yeah, they cannot, because it's not big long money. It's just one nice payday for this season. So they want to pay him to be a mentor and come in on third downs. If Trice win the job, by all means, you play the young guy. Big-G, Malik Harrison, last of the new guys. Ohio State guy. Now I already knew. Go ahead and go ahead and point up at your Ohio State sign.
Yeah, the sign. Yeah,
that one. Play middle linebacker at Ohio State. He said he can play everywhere. He said he can play the edge. He can play defensive end. I think he's like 6'3", 260. Big boy, right?
Yeah. The only reason why that Baltimore let him go because they saw how much Trenton Simpson developed. And that was a dude, Shannon, I wanted in the draft. You know that. I wanted
2 years ago out of Clemson.
Yeah, I wanted Trent Simpson, boy. And I was like, come on, man, but they didn't draft him. But it's okay. We ended up getting Peyton Wilson. That's cool. But Harrison is going to get a lot of playing time, bro. He's a chess piece. You can move that dude around. And he helps with comfortability with Patrick Queen. He helps with some level of comfort with Patrick Queen. One of the best things about a middle linebacker, good things about a middle linebacker, he's got to be confident around everybody around him. Ray Lewis displayed that better than any middle linebacker I ever saw. And I love Mike Singletary. But Ray was the guy. And so, and we haven't had a guy like that since James Ferrier. James Ferrier had confidence in everybody around him. So if you pay Patrick Queen all the money and you think he's the guy with the dot linebacker, then you bring a guy in to play beside him to help him be comfortable. Because we're starting to get a lot of Ravens now. We got like 3-4 Ravens now on the squad.
Shannon said already, and I tend to agree with him. I think Peyton Wilson can be your green dot. You just let Patrick Queen roam. Okay. I think Malik Harrison is he gonna compete with Holcomb for the third linebacker. I like the room though. You know, Patrick Queen, Wilson, Holcomb, and Harrison. But I think Harrison, he's guaranteed a job as a special teams ace. So you know, they paying him $5 million for depth and to be one of the leaders on special teams, along with Eccles and Killebrew and the other guys that they have. So yeah, no, I like all the additions. Like Shannon said, it doesn't pigeonhole you into a particular draft pick. So I agree with him when he said in the first round, if the safety's available and that's the BPA, you go with him. My case for that would have been if all three of your top D tackles are going, I go Ibuka and try and trade Pickens then, because I got my wide receiver now, and I pick up a second round pick from Pickens, hopefully late second, early third, and then I did
Buki ain't gonna be there, dog.
Okay, if he's not there, I'm just saying my thinking. If all the D tackles you look at in the first round are going and he's there, I take Ibuka. If he's not there and the safety there, I agree with Shannon, I take him. But if none of those 5 players are there, your 3 D tackles, Ibuka or the safety, I then fall back. But I don't fall back to take Jackson Dart. I then fall back to either get my running back early or the next wave of D tackles. Start that. That's where I'm at.
So I got to ask a question. If you say the running back, okay, we fall back to 28. I'm just picking a number.
Fall back to 30. That's the number Curb said he did in the mock draft. Fall back to Buffalo's picking 30.
Okay, we fall back. I'm telling you right now, Omarion Hampton and Shante Genty going to be gone. So who's the next running back off the board?
I'm between them Ohio State boys.
Well, now hold it. The Commanders is going to pick Travion. I'm telling you, they're going to pick him. So now he's gone. So now you got Genty, Omarion Hampton, Trey. Who's next up?
I'm go Junkins, or I might have to do a quick adjustment and take me a like I said a D tackle, the first wave of D tackles.
Okay.
Late in the third. That's when you're talking your Tyreek Williams. That's when you talking who else in the second round after the Ole Miss guy is gone, Kenneth Grant and Derek Harmon. After them three is gone, Walter Nolan. Then who starts the next wave of D tackle? I mean, your boy Mason Graham already gone earlier. So 4 D tackles gone. If you picking at 30, who the next D tackle?
Either
Tyreek Williams, I said him, or
TJ Sanders, out of South Carolina.
Agreed. So yeah, I could still get a running back or get the best receiver at that point. Or maybe I go ahead and take a corner, but that cornerback room getting crowded. Juice, we talked about him. I don't know what your 40 time is, but if it's better than 4.6, you beating Caleb Downs. Oh, he talking about the safety from Ohio State. He's talking about Caleb from Iowa.
Well, you almost committed blasphemy. What do you mean? That's the number. That boy is freaking the best. That's Sean Taylor all over again. What is you talking about? You talking about Caleb Johnson, not Caleb Downs. You almost
Caleb Downs. He's a top 10 pick next year, even with the quarterbacks. So yeah, fellas. So I think it just means Shannon kind of summed it up already as we were going through the players when he said it's just about being able to have some freedom of motion to move about the draft and take the best player that you see fit for what you need. You know, we got D tackle depth now. They assigned 2 and brought Loudermill back. That makes 3. You got your second running back, who's going to be your third running back if you draft a running back. You got Darius Slade starting corner, and that makes that not a position of need as much this year as it would be next year. Your linebacker room is full with the addition of Malik Harrison. DK Metcalf is heading up the wide receiver room. You know, so Mason Rudolph is at the least your second string, maybe bridge quarterback. So every move they made kind of sets them up to be a successful situation in the draft.
Yeah.
Hey, Tate,
and
one more thing that I think we got to remember is Fuatano didn't play last year.
Facts.
Roman Wilson didn't play last year.
Facts.
Logan Lee didn't play last year.
That's a first-round pick. That's a third-round pick. This was last year's draft.
Yeah. Lee and Watts, the 7th-round guys, they didn't play at all.
Facts.
And if Watts is healthy, he's an athletic freak.
Facts.
If he's fully healthy, he can contribute in the safety. So this is an opportunity with a good draft to see the Steelers take a big step forward.
I agree. I completely agree, which is why I'm not looking at quarterback at the earliest, the third, and that's only if you want to go big game hunting, take a big swing for the fences, and take Jalen Milroe as a high upside ceiling guy at pick 83. He ran a 4.37, Big G. You already said he's 6'3".
Holy crap.
4.37. 6'3", 230 with an arm. And they accurate, but he got an arm.
Yeah.
You know? So I go ahead and let Mason play, have Milroe there, and maybe I bring in a veteran guy to sit behind Mason for the cheap. But I think Aaron Rodgers at this point, while we close out, is a waste of money, waste of $30 million. I'd rather spend it on other positions to fill this roster up.
Yep.
And either go with Mason, or if that's what you want, a solid veteran. I mean, go with Mason if you want a cheap veteran that you know can play in your building, or give Russ $15 million and let Russ play one more year, and then you still could draft a guy and have him sit behind Russ and Mason. So, Big G.
Claude Bishop.
The super chat.
Claude Bishop. General, Captain, we salute you, sir. We salute you. Shannon, your back has got to be hurting from carrying those two every week. And don't forget your Ric Flair impersonation. Thanks again, Shannon. Claude?
Well.
Claude.
Hey, Big G, I ain't mad at Claude because he paid for every insulting comment that he says. So, like I said, much respect and big shout out to Claude. Mr. Wissy loves Ric Flair. Yeah, Mr. Wissy, you probably about as old as Ric Flair, so I get it.
Damn.
You know, I remember what?
Damn, they said he old.
I think Mr. Wissy at AFL 67 is a couple of our older super chatters.
Yeah, oh yeah. We respect you. We respect you. Still a nation respect you. We respect you.
Hey, let me tell you a little quick secret about Claude. When I started working, I was young and was working in the shop, and I told my dad, I said, man, the guys hate me. They pick at me all the time. They were always messing with me. He said, no, that means they like you. He said, pay attention to the guys they don't pick with and they don't mess with. And I did. Yeah. I stepped back and I watched, and they didn't talk to him at all. They hated him. So I realized that, yeah, they didn't like me, but it was kind of he loves you guys, and he loves messing with you because he knows it gets Big G riled up.
Agreed.
Thank you, Shannon. I needed that therapy. Shannon. I needed that.
Yeah, with that one, Big G. You know what sign to hold up for Shannon?
What, facts?
Yeah, give him the big facts.
Yeah, the facts. I know what happened to the big. I lost it over there on Smash the Gas. Bro.
That's the fact, Jack. That's the fact, Jack.
There it goes.
Yeah. Shannon, what? The other guys didn't know that. Man, what movie is that from?
That's the fact, Jack.
That's
you
from,
know I knew it. I knew it.
There, see, Shannon know too. That's why y'all OGs. Pay and B Dirt couldn't get it.
They was trash. That's facts, Shannon. That's facts all day and night. Big facts.
And then
that's
one more time,
that's a funny movie.
One more time for we got here with the Ric Flair. We're gonna go ahead and just because Big G, we're gonna get this one to Claude one last time for tonight. Wait, what's that super chat? Go ahead with it, Big G.
Ruben Stone, $4.99. Man, we appreciate you. Yep, Rube. Yep. I just needs Two's quarterback talk to get over with so we can go on this championship run. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get hyped.
Yeah, I like.
I'm with it.
I like the confidence, bro. Really appreciate that, man. We need more of that, man. I mean, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Y'all go ahead and share some closing thoughts. I'm gonna see if I can pull this up real quick and share it with y'all.
Floor is yours, Shannon.
Well, I mean, like on The Hangover, I'll be honest. I'm always honest because I've loved the Steelers for over 5 decades. So I'm going to be honest as I try to be in life. And so, people say, well, you're being negative. You need to like another team. No, I don't. The only team in any sport that I absolutely love is the Pittsburgh Steelers. But just like I would be about my family, about myself, I'm always trying to be honest. Because if we're honest, then we can see the real problems and we can try to fix them and get back to the standard. And that's all we're trying to do.
That's facts, Shannon. That's big facts. Mr. Woodside said with the Canadian Binkers, he gave up $6.99. Man, we appreciate you. He said 50. Damn. Ageism is real in here. Damn, I understand. I feel you, Mr. Woodside. Hey, that wasn't me. That wasn't me, man. That wasn't me. That was somebody else.
From one old guy to another, we'll be all right.
Yep, facts.
But yeah, Big G, what about your final thoughts?
Man, well, I appreciate all y'all rocking with us, man, over here on Steel Curtain Network, man. like we said, Tate kicked it off. He said all the different podcasts that we're a part of, me, Tate, Shannon, all the different things we do across the different networks, the different channels. But we appreciate you guys coming to see us every single freaking week on Wednesday. We always get up above 130 every time. We always get 1K on the rewind. We love you guys, man. And we make our Wednesdays sometimes because we go through all kind of different stuff. But to be able to sit down for an hour and chop it up with you guys, man, we appreciate it. And that even includes you, Claude Bishop. That even includes you. And don't forget to start watching on the Know It Alls channel, the Smash the Gas, before we come in here for Pump Your Brakes. It was off the hook today. We had our new co-host Curb, the Black and Gold podcast standard over there with us. Check that out. Subscribe to the channel. Help us get to 1K subs. And then watch that and then come on over here and finish your Wednesday out on Pump Your Brakes. We appreciate y'all.
Agreed. So we're about to go ahead and let Shannon take us home with the 4 horsemen. And we're going to get out of here. I'm going to give y'all a message and then the outro. So once you remember this message, I'll play after Shannon take us out of here. So until next week on Pump Your Brakes, check me and Big-G out on Friday on the Homies Overtime, on Sunday on the Know It Alls, and Shannon on Monday on the Hangover with Daniel J. We all going to be back at you in the next 48 to 96 hours. We'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Take us home, Shannon.
These are the 5 dumbest NFL fan bases in the NFL. At number 5, we have Steelers fans for wanting out on Mike Tomlin. Steelers fans love to cope with the fact that their team isn't very good by placing the entire blame on the head coach, even though the roster isn't very good. If the Steelers took Tomlin off the staff, I'd be surprised if they won 7 games.